Hello and welcome to yet another dimension. I am Jeremy and I have Terry here again. What's up, man?
What up?
And today we're going to talk about our favorite RPGs of all time, Western and Japanese, of course. Any RPGs on like you can name. Why do you like RPG so much? Because obviously you like Halo.
Yep.
But now we're going to talk about your other love.
Yeah.
RPGs. Specifically Square, but we'll get to that.
So the first RPG I ever played was Final Fantasy Tactics, and then just from then on out, it was just I loved anything that said Square Soft. I loved it. It's a good game. And then
you're the perfect age for it because you were like that age, like PlayStation 1 era.
I was born in '89.
Yeah, so.
And then Western RPGs. I played the first two I played were Diablo 2 and Morrowind, and it just kept going on from there and there, and it was a love. I don't know. Can't really say much.
Yeah, I had very limited experience when I was younger. I didn't really play them because I guess it was just too hard for me.
I don't mean to cut you off, but the story really is what.
Yeah, the story, the characters, because you go on because it could be like 40, 50, 60, even longer hours. So much in it, and the story is heavy focus. I love that. But so we love RPGs. It's very like once you get deep into an RPG, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, it just holds your attention.
Yeah,
you're just locked in.
You're like out of the world.
Yeah,
like it's awesome. So we're gonna talk about our favorite ones. I'm gonna expose myself a little bit because I haven't played or beaten a lot of them. I feel bad about it, but since I think I went first, and you went first last time, I'll go first this time. And you second. So number 10 for me.
We're gonna start with our honorable mentions, or no? Or do you not have any?
Oh well, honorable mentions. For me, let's just talk about the games I haven't beaten but played.
Okay.
Fire Emblem. I don't have any with me. I didn't bring it because I didn't beat it. Fire Emblem.
That's your prized possession.
Oh yeah. So Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. So far, I beat it. I mean, I didn't beat it. I played a little bit of it. It's hard because I don't want nobody to die. It's like permadeath. I don't play that shit. I'm gonna keep all my
that's some scary shit.
Yeah, I don't like that. But it's a great game, strategy RPG. But I have also Awakening and also the one Echoes. I played. I haven't beaten them because I always skip past a different game.
I have the one on the Switch. I haven't played it yet though.
The Three Houses. Yeah, that's hard. I actually have this though too. Let's talk about the Shin Megami Tensei series. So, I love these games. These are more hard than the Persona series. That's the reason why I haven't beaten it, because it's extremely hard. I get frustrated and I stop playing.
I never played any of them. I just bought 3 on PS4 though.
Yeah, that one they added voice acting. They didn't have voice acting in the original one, but it's like really dark. It's
I think they added an easy mode too.
Easy mode, yeah.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really difficult. That's why I never beat it. I have it on PS2. But yeah, I love the Shin Megami Tensei. I like the art style. It's the dark content. Like you choose between chaos or in order.
Chaos. Yeah. You gotta destroy chaos.
Oh man, chaos. You gonna get that game?
Yeah, day one.
Yeah, I know you.
The demo was fun.
The demo looks fun though, so I'm gonna have to try it out. But Shin Megami Tensei is awesome. All the games are like quality. Atlas is good, but there's one I'm gonna talk about later. But there you go. That was some of my honorable mentions. Okay, all right. So a lot of the Final Fantasy games I haven't beaten in, like PS1 games.
I'm actually right with you on there. I haven't beaten a lot of those.
Yeah. So all the Final Fantasies, all the good ones, like the older ones, like I haven't even beaten 7 yet. I feel
That's sad.
Yeah, see, I'm embarrassed, man. I'm embarrassed.
I haven't beaten very many of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've played all of them, but I just haven't beaten all of them.
Yeah. So I'm far into 7, but I will. That's my next one I'm going to play. So that's my honorable mentions for now.
All right, and I'll get into my honorable mentions. All right, so my first honorable, I'll do my first 2. I don't have a copy of Xenogears. Just what they did with the
Xenogears, yeah.
Just what they did with the turn-based combat system in that was amazing. The story was good. The cutscenes were good. I liked the art style. The music was amazing. And then this too, they ran out of budget and it got real bad. And then
I heard that.
My next one is Chrono Trigger. I mean, that's usually on people's number one on their RPG list. I'm putting it as an honorable mention because I never beat it.
Yeah, I looked at a list of like 50 and it was number one today.
But again, amazing art style. It's Akira Toriyama from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I love that art style.
Amazing music. Like, it's on like people's top 5 usually for music.
I've heard the music. Yeah, it's one of my favorites, and I haven't even played it.
Another one with amazing music, and this actually has my favorite art style of any game. It's beautiful with the water painted like backgrounds. Is
Don't worry, I'll put it up.
Legend of Mana.
That was recently re-released, right?
Yep, on the PS4. It's digital only in America. The Japanese did get a physical release, but I haven't played much of it. I'm waiting for a buddy to play co-op with me because it's way more fun. Then, another one, Star Ocean: The Second Story.
Oh yeah, I got that.
They also remade it on PSP. It's got... I actually prefer the art style of the original. It looks more anime on the PSP, but the PSP game is better. But again, I didn't beat it. I got to the second disc, hundreds of hours in, and my memory card went corrupt, and I never started over.
Oh, that's why you gotta play on the PS3.
Yeah.
Have to worry about it.
Yeah. Another one, Odin Sphere.
Yes. Vanillaware.
Bro, again, amazing art. This has the same, I believe it's got the same music composer as Final Fantasy Tactics. Just the arts, the story was fun. It's a 2D action RPG, like side-scrolling, amazing. And then the only American game on my honorable mention, Fable. I only played and beat Fable 1. So that's why I included only Fable 1 on this.
That's the University
I didn't play Anniversary yet, but the original Fable 1 I beat. I did beat Odin Sphere. The other 2 games I haven't beaten, but that's it for my honorable mentions.
So did you beat Odin Sphere?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did everything on that. I got the best ending and everything. Like that was.
Legend of Mana is not on your list?
Nope. Never beat it.
Wow. That's a tough list to get on then.
No.
Okay. All right. So my number 10. Okay, I cheated from my lower ones so I can get this game in. My number 10.
Don't worry, I did the same thing.
We have Deus Ex Human Revolution. Yeah, Revolution. I haven't played this since it came out like 2011, but this game is awesome.
Never played anything in the series.
This is the only one I played. The original one came out in 2000. That's supposed to be like one of the best of all time.
Is that PS1?
It was PC. It's a PC game.
I played a demo of one on a console.
It's first-person shooter.
Yeah.
It's first-person
I don't remember
RPG.
I don't remember if it was Xbox or something, maybe. I don't remember. I did play
It's
a
on
demo.
PS2.
PS2.
It's definitely on PS2.
I played a demo of that only.
I have the PS2 version. It's kind of crap. So I never really played it. There was a sequel after that, but that one kind of rebooted the series, and it's great. I love science fiction, sci-fi stuff, and I love the transhuman nature of it, like where you augment your body.
Cyberpunk, ain't it?
Yeah, you augment your body. You have robotic parts, and like in the beginning, he like almost gets killed, loses his limbs, and he comes back. Adam Jensen, the main character, and he's trying to save his girlfriend. Oh no, his girlfriend was killed, and he's trying to get like revenge for it. And it's like a lot of espionage, spy stuff. And there's so much variety in the gameplay. You can either go guns blazing, or you can go stealth. I always go. It's like Splinter Cell, but it's mostly first person.
Yeah.
But then like when you go on like the corners, like for like kind of like Metal Gear, like where you're like or Splinter Cell, it goes into third person, which is awesome. A lot of like so much you can do in this, and the story is good as well. It has like a yellowish tint to everything. It kind of looks like somebody pissed on the screen. That's why I kind of like it. And the boss fights are kind of weak. Yeah. That's the thing I would say. I haven't played Mankind Divided. It didn't really catch my attention. But this game is awesome. Deus Ex Human Revolution.
That's produced by Square Enix.
Oh, that don't count. That's Eidos Montreal. Yeah. They're awesome.
And I know you left this out of our last video too. We don't know our lists. It's a surprise.
Oh yeah, it's always a surprise
for both of us.
Yeah.
So
I like to keep the surprise.
I think I thought it made our last video better.
No, yeah. Oh yeah, I always like the surprises. Like, oh, that's not on the list. It's no fun. It's no surprise. Go ahead.
So let's move on to my number 10. It's a PC game.
Oh no. Oh, what's a PC?
World of Warcraft Classic. I only really played Classic. I played until Lich King came out, but I just started a little bit before that, so I did all the classic stuff, and then when I went in the Burning Crusade area, that's kind of when I stopped playing. I only played maybe 10 hours in that, but I don't know. I was cracked out on the game for I was playing 8 to 16 hours a day every day for 2 months.
That's the exact reason why I don't play those games, because I know I'll get addicted to it and I'll never do anything else. But back then, it was better because you're a kid. Yeah. I mean, you were in high school, right, in 2004?
I graduated in 07, so yeah.
Yeah, so that's the perfect time to be into World of Warcraft. You started, when, you said? You started right at the beginning? Or you said...
no, I started maybe 2 months before Lich King came out, that's the second expansion.
Oh, the second, okay, alright. So, me, as a dirty console player, I never really played World of Warcraft. I've seen people play it. It looks fascinating, and I know the South Park episode made me more interested.
South Park episode's hilarious.
That's one of the best episodes, and it made me man, I want to play it. But is it even can you even still play it? So, I heard it's a re-release of the classic, and it was messed up.
So where they're at in classic right now is basically right where they were at when I first started playing, because they have Burning Crusade out right now.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's awesome. So it's still going on. They always releasing new ones.
I don't even know how many expansions there are, bro. There's probably 10 expansions.
So what? So why did you play? You think why did you?
So I played Diablo first, and it's made by the same people. Diablo's kind of a
Blizzard.
Blizzard. It's kind of a watered down MMO. It's not. It's not massively multiplayer.
Yeah.
It was just 8 people in your game, and I don't know. I had a bunch of friends in high school that were playing it, so there was. I
didn't have any friends.
There was a group of. I mean. If you would have met me,
but I would have known. Yeah,
there was a group of maybe 5 of us that played it religiously. So anything you play with your friends just makes it so much better.
So much more memorable. Because anything you do with your friends is always fun.
For example, I know you said you did love Resident Evil 6 in your video when you guys were talking about them.
Yeah,
I tried playing it by myself. I couldn't. I hated it. It was so corny and boring. But when my buddies come over and we play co-op, it's fun as hell.
It is. It's so much better.
Couch co-op is gone these days, and when you actually can get people to play with you, it's fun. I love it.
That's my preferred way of playing multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
Off the screen, that's not me really. I'm used to playing Smash and all that fighting games in multiplayer, Halo, split screen. Even though people are screen watchers.
Halo, I prefer online.
That is better. But I like the being right next to the guy or girl and so playing
trash talking.
Yeah, you suck. Yeah.
You just stand up over your screen. Fuck you.
Get so mad. But that's old. People don't do that anymore. Really.
No.
I miss doing that though.
Even at the tournaments, they're kind of far away from each other now.
Yeah. So World of Warcraft
number 10.
That's a classic. That's
World of Warcraft.
The PC. What is it? MMO. RPG.
Yeah.
I'm on my element in that. So
without WoW, you have no Final Fantasy 14.
There you go. And Final Fantasy,
it just recently surpassed WoW.
That's insane. And that was dead.
The first original version was dead. They completely remade it.
That's a
Realm
good
Reborn is
That's a good comeback story. I like that. I don't want any game to fail. That's cool. So number 9 for me. You seen it earlier.
Yeah.
You cheated.
I couldn't help seeing that one because it didn't fit in your bag.
Yeah, that one. But this one. This one's number 9. That one too. This one's number 9. We got Parasite Eve. And then right in the back it says the cinematic RPG, and it is. So it's like you said, it's a horror RPG. Earlier he said that, and I love that. I love horror and I love RPG. Why can't we have more of that?
I would love. Well, if they remade that, I think I would prefer it to be on the RE engine, the new RE2 and 3 remake.
That's why it's kind of low on my list, because it is, the visuals are kind of dated. I think it needs voice acting, because it does have a really engrossing story, but it's more like it said cinematic. It feels weird without voice acting, but with other games like Final Fantasy VII, it feels right without voice acting to me.
So, actually, Parasite Eve and Xenogears at one point in time were both going to be Final Fantasy VII.
Really?
The stories, yeah.
Wow. Do you know what this is about at all?
Not really. I know it's set in New York.
Yeah, so New York.
Christmas time, I think.
I like that, and like watch the opening. It's so great. The music in it, it's so great. You gotta listen to music. It's
Isn't
like
the second
classy.
one?
Go ahead.
Isn't the second one more like Resident Evil than
Yeah,
an
it's
RPG?
just like a Resident Evil, and I'm not mad at that. But this is more unique because it's an actual RPG, and like you're using modern weapons, which is kind of cool. But in this story, there was like mitochondria. It's like a thing. I mean, organism.
It's the powerhouse of the cell.
There. Okay, so you know your stuff. Okay, you pay attention to biology class. Pay attention to biology class, folks. So it's like an organism in your body, and I guess it's like it came alive, like it's self-aware, and it started like killing everybody, and like trying to take over everybody. It's horrifying. Some of the cutscenes are horrifying, and it's awesome. The transformations are awesome. It's a lot of fun to play, and it's a shorter game, so that's why I probably beat it. It's only like 15 hours, 16 hours, and the story's great. The characters are good. Lots of fun to play. Can't say that much bad about it. I think it just needs if it has a remake, that's like the number one game I want to remake, because I think it would be so awesome.
I want that and Silent Hill both like on that RE engine.
Oh man, Silent Hill remade. I think Silent Hill is great how it is, because it does has voice acting.
Yeah.
I think
But man, if they were to put that like that RE2 remake for it to look like that and play like that, but with the Silent Hill atmosphere,
that'd be insane.
It'd be terrifying.
Come on, Konami, like what you doing? Square, let's do it. Parasite Eve. So number 9 is Parasite Eve. Play it. It's a short RPG, cinematic RPG, horror. Great. So what's your number 9?
All right, my number 9 is. We've talked about this game before. Mm-hmm. It's Yakuza 0. Some people say it's action adventure.
I say it's action adventure. Mostly for me. It is an RPG. The notes
of the RPG. You level up. You control your stats. What stats you increase. You got side missions. You got your main story. And it's set in the 80s in Japan, which 80s anything is always amazing.
Yeah, it is.
The 1980s is the best decade in American history, I think.
Oh, I like the 90s. So
90s is kind of cool too.
I like the 90s.
Just, I don't know, awesome story. I would have preferred an English dub. I prefer English dub of everything, but it didn't take away from the game whatsoever. It was still hilarious. Mm-hmm. There's so much to do, so many mini games. You can go into arcades and play old.
You can literally play a different game.
Old arcade games. They have Space Harrier, they have Virtua Fighter, and they got other stuff. It's almost like
all the Sega classics.
It's like what Shenmue 3 should have been is what the Yakuza games are.
That's like the spiritual successor.
Yeah, I know some of the guys did work on it, but that's my number 9. Yakuza 0.
I feel bad now because I feel like that should be on my list because that's one of my favorite games of all time.
What?
I love.
At least we don't got to talk about it twice.
I feel. Yeah. Well, for me, I love Yakuza. Like what you're saying, all the mini games, the story is hilarious. It's hilarious, and it's serious at the same time. It's good acting, great story. Like that's still my favorite one. Just like the two stories. What's his name?
Oh God, I can't remember.
Yeah, we won't talk about it. But it's great. It's Majima and Kazuma. I think that's his name. What? Okay, you get it. Yakuza 0 is awesome. You should play it. I just didn't put it on there because I think it more of an action adventure. But it is an RPG. Now I was thinking about it. Yeah. I should have had that list maybe.
I don't think we're gonna have as many crossovers as we did last time.
No. I think it's gonna be. Oh yeah, it's gonna be way more difference. So number 8 for me. We got the big boy. I should have put out the statue.
Oh, crap. That was actually... Yakuza 0 was my number 8, actually. But I'll flip-flop them.
You cheating. So, we have Tales of Xillia. And this is the special edition, collector's edition with the...
That's sweet. Do you have the statue?
Yeah, the statue's in there. I forgot to take it out, so it has a statue.
That's sweet as hell.
Yeah, I forgot to put it out. I'm such an idiot. So, this is the first Tales game I actually beat, and I guess it's my favorite. So, this is an action RPG made by Namco. It's been going on since like 97 or 8, something like that, the first one.
Tales of Fantasia was the first one.
I think it was like actually earlier than that. Yeah.
That was on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, so like 95. And it's been going on since then. It got really more popular in modern times.
Especially when Symphonia came out, it had a big boost. And then when Berseria came out, it had another decent-sized boost.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, so what's good about this is the combat is really fast and ferocious. Because it's an action RPG, it's not really turn based, and it's a lot of fun. Like you get to play with all your characters at once, and you could do like it's called like arts where you do special moves and like linked arts. You do it at the same time. It's awesome. Kind of similar to Final Fantasy 16. No, 15. I'm sorry, 15. Where like it's more just action RPG.
Kinda. That's a. I don't know. I feel like they're a little. Did you play 15?
I played 15, but I didn't play that long. I mean, I didn't get too far in it.
I never played Xillia,
Mm-hmm.
but I've played Zestiria, Berseria, Symphonia, Vesperia. I wouldn't say it feels too much like 15, but they are both action RPGs. I mean, I can see there's some similarities, but
I mean, I'm saying like I'm trying to compare it to like something that's probably more popular.
Yeah. Okay.
So everybody will know. But it's like an action RPG. Also, the characters are great, very memorable. You got it's two different protagonists you could play as. Jude, the guy, and Mila is the second one. I think she's like a god or something like that, a spirit god, and she's a medical student. So it's like two different sides. You could play, so it ups the replay value, changes up the story a little bit, and all the side characters are great. And they have like when you run around the story, like they see something. And like they have like a little, it's called a skit where they have like banter.
Yeah, they had that in the newer games too.
Yeah.
You have to hit like X or something, and it'll pop up their heads and they'll start talking.
Yeah, it's optional.
Yeah.
So I like that. Like kind of like builds like a better relationship with the characters. That you get to know them more.
Did you play part 2 at all? Is it any good?
See, part 2. The reason why I didn't really like it is because they had like a silent protagonist. I'm not the biggest fan of that, where like somebody is just talking to you and you just like. I don't like that.
They're hit or miss.
Yeah, so with that, they have the older characters in it, but you're like a new character. I'm going to play it more because I heard it's good.
Yeah.
I just couldn't really get into it because they changed it up. I just like having the main characters talking. Like especially for modern times. So, yeah, this is a great game. One of the best Tales games, I think. And that was my number 8. Let me put this aside.
I'm going to leave Yakuza actually at number 9 and flip flop these actually just. So my number 8 is Pokemon Red. I don't still have my copy of it. That's what made me mess up. It didn't have in the bag. But I just red, blue, and yellow. I mean, they're all basically the same game.
I had red as well.
I was obsessed as a kid. I still have all my old Pokemon cards. I remember just driving in the car at nighttime, and with each street light as you pass, you could play for it. You could see for a second
because you can't see at all about it.
Or you get that crappy squiggly light, and it doesn't work very well. But Pokemon it's still huge, but that initial Pokemon explosion was just amazing, and it got a lot of kids into RPGs too, which was good because a lot of games don't. Playing RPGs is just like reading. Like you get a good. It's like an interactive book basically. Mm-hmm. You get a really really good story that you get to interact with and play and level up, and all the other games. It's like pretty much just mindless fighting.
Yeah.
But RPGs, I feel like it's good for the mind. So
I mean, you got to use your mind a lot more. I'm just too stupid for them, I guess. But yeah, that was my first RPG. And you know what? I'm mad at myself for not mentioning that in my honorable mentions. And it probably could have made my top 10, but I think I like these more. As a kid, like similar to you, always on my Game Boy playing. I had a Game Boy Color. You had a Game Boy Color? Okay. I had the green one.
Mine was, it was supposed to be red, but I remember because my parents bought it for me for like my birthday or Christmas or something. It was red, but I remember I was always mad it had like a pink tint to it.
Oh, yeah. I think
you know what I'm talking about? It wasn't pink, but it wasn't like red either.
It's like in between, yeah. It's not manly enough, man. Okay, so green. Yeah, I had the green one, and I used to play red. I had red. My brother, he had blue, and then eventually we got the next ones were yellow,
and then gold and silver came out.
Yeah, silver. I think was my favorite.
Whatever yellow was to gold and silver, I think it was called crystal.
Yeah, I think I have that.
I did play that one, but really. The only ones I've beaten red all the way through, blue all the way through, yellow all the way through, and then just crystal. I didn't touch anything else after that. I don't know why.
We're exactly the same, because after that I was like, man, I'm done with it. It's because it felt like the same over and over. It just added more Pokemon. But that first initial thing, like that got a whole bunch of people, like you're saying, into RPGs. That got me into it. I didn't even know what was an RPG back then. You just playing Pokemon, like find your. It was a lot of fun, man. You should play Shin Megami Tensei, because it's kind of like an adult version of that. Like, you're training, like, monsters, demons.
Yeah.
You actually get to talk to them.
I'll eventually get to it. Like I said, I have number 3. I'll probably buy number 5 on the Switch.
But, man, Pokemon, definitely one of my favorites. It's on my honorable mentions. I forgot to mention Pokemon Red as well. Yeah, and it's still big. It's insane.
Oh, I did play Fire Red, too, the remake of Red. That was fun.
Yeah, I have that, too.
I like how at the end of the game they added the extra stuff with the new Pokemon and everything.
And... man, just trying to find all the Pokemon, trying to find Mew.
That's why I had Red and Blue, because I didn't have nobody else that lived with me that had the other one. Yeah. So I would get all of them on both games that I needed, and then borrow my buddy's Game Boy and transfer him over all the Red.
You know what? I forgot about the transferring.
Couldn't you? I either got Mew with a Game Shark or something, or I got him. I think they used to give them away at like trading card tournaments.
They used to do that too, yeah.
One of those two, because Wizards Off the Coast in Fairlane Mall used to do it. I think. Yeah. So I had Mew one of those two ways. I can't remember which way I got him.
I didn't know you had to have like you had to transfer. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Red and Blue had a couple different Pokemon. Yeah. There was maybe like 25 different ones or something.
So and then they want you to buy both of them.
And then some of them, like Golem and Gengar, you had to trade for them to evolve. You had to trade them to somebody, they evolve, and then you trade them back.
That's just a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea to get more money, too. So you have to
buy the little link cable.
Yeah, I remember that. It's like a purple one, like it's see-through, it's translucent. Man, I forgot all about that. We used to battle.
Yep.
Man, that was so much fun. That was the first RPGs. Like we
I miss being a kid.
Yeah, I mean we could still experience it, but it's just kind of like not as good probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was your number.
That was my number 8.
Yeah, Pokemon Red.
Yep.
That should have been on my list.
I think that's the only one I don't have. Yep, that's the only one this time I don't have a copy of.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's on my list.
So number 7 for me. I think this is my first. No, that's my second Western. We have Fallout 3, which is better than Skyrim. So Fallout 3. So back around that time, games like that, like Fallout series, Elder Scrolls, it's more PC.
That open world of those games are so amazing, though.
Yeah. So that's what caught my attention. So when you first come out,
an Xbox game.
Yeah, it's definitely an Xbox game.
I had Morrowind first,
because it was exclusive. Yeah. So that's another reason why I probably didn't get into it at first, because it's more Xbox centric. I'm more PlayStation, and but Fallout comes out. I think I played it like 3 years or so afterwards. But I play it, and like before you first come out the vault, and like you can just do anything. I don't remember really playing a game before that where I could just do anything, like just from the start, and you could just kill people. And like you just destroyed it, like for the beginning, like Newtown, you could actually nuke it.
And it was gory too.
Oh man, I love the VAT system. That's why I like.
Isn't that kind of how Parasite Eve's battle system is? Don't you pick what body part you hit?
Oh yeah, that's why I always like that.
I know Vagrant Stories like that too.
Yeah. So, I like that game play style where you can pick and choose where to hit, and it's like cinematic fighting, where like you do the VAT system, you shoot it, and like it's so gory. I love that. That's one of my favorite parts of it. Like the gameplay, the shooting in this is not that good. It's kind of eh.
It's good
compared to other. Yeah, it's good. It's good enough. But it's more the RPG elements, like going out, looking at like finding like weird like creatures, like people. Like what's the zombies in this? I forgot what it was called.
Oh crap.
The zombie. Well, it's like the people that's radiated like really bad. They look like zombies. What are they called? Whatever. You know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. But like finding those guys and like fighting them, but you realize they still have their minds. Like what? And like the death claws, like finding the death claw.
The first death claw fucked me up.
Scared the shit out of me, man. Oh my god. And they're so hard to do. Like in the super mutants, like so many different like the types of enemies. I loved it. And I did everything in the game. I got a platinum trophy. I did the DLC.
More than I did. I didn't do that.
Oh yeah, see, for a
I
time that's the only thing I played. Like I think it was 2011 when I played it.
I like the Washington DC setting a lot too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's awesome. So 4, I didn't really like it as much. I think it's more like they didn't just more the same, and like added some elements to like the building aspects. I don't like that kind of stuff like Minecraft. That's what it reminds me of. But Fallout 3, for the time, I loved it so much. Not now. I probably will go back to it. Not really. So this probably is lower on my list. But that's it. Fallout 3. I love it.
So my number 7. This is one of the ones I'm cheating a little bit because I'm including a game and its sequel, just to have all the games I wanted on my list. So Nier Replicant and Automata, or Automata, however you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these games are amazing.
They are
like literally amazing. Like everything about it. It's the character designer from Final Fantasy Tactics and FF12 and Vagrant Story.
I did not know that.
The music is just amazing. Like that's in my top probably 3 favorite soundtracks from all time. I think Replicant's got a little better of a soundtrack. The story I like a little better in Replicant. The fighting is definitely better in Automata or Automata, whatever. It's so amazing, and it's so the way it plays. It's so different. The story, the way Yoko Taro tells the stories, it's they're both rated M too. So you got blood, you got I don't know. There's some crazy shit that.
It's very mature stories.
Very mature.
Yeah. Very deep and like kind of depressing.
They like Yoko Taro always does this stuff where you have to beat his games multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Replicant, you go through all the way, beat it, then you go through and you have to you replay the second half of the game. And it adds more to the story. You beat it, then you run through again, and then you have to make a decision at the end. And then if you make the wrong decision on purpose, just so you can play it one more time, go through, get the the real canon ending, and then it'll the canon ending will completely delete your save file, and then. You have to go back in. You have to name your character something else. It won't let you name them the same thing you named them the first time.
Because they're gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you play the first half of the game again, and then it loads, and then you get new material to play again.
And how many playthroughs is that? Like 7, 5?
That last ending is ending E, so A, B, C, D, E. So that's the 5th ending. Yeah. So
you got to play 5 times to get the actual real story.
And then
all the content, which is awesome. And it's not a short game. It's shorter compared to other RPGs.
I would run through the each playthrough after the first one in like 2 hours.
You can do that for in 2 hours?
2 to 3 hours.
Wow. You can do it that fast?
Yeah.
Damn.
Your first playthrough for me, I think it took 9 to 15 hours. I can't remember. Mm-hmm. And then the sequel, it's the same way. You have 2B and 9S. The first playthrough, you play as 2B all the way through. Then you go back, you replay the whole game as 9S. They do separate a couple times, so you get to play as 9S when he separates. Mm-hmm. But then when you come back to the last one, ending C, it's all new material, and there's more characters to play as, and I don't know, man.
Is there any other game like that? Really? Such differences in when after you beat it?
I don't think so.
That's why it's so great.
That's the first, like... I know it's technically a spin-off of Drakengard, but it's still its own thing.
It's different.
But, that's the first new IP that's not a sequel or a remake of something that I've liked that much, and I don't know how long. I love those games. I'm surprised. It was so hard to not put those higher up on my list.
I'm surprised it's not higher.
My next couple games are all
classics.
Close. They were all close.
All close, okay. Yeah, I knew that was going to be on there because you speak highly of it. And it is great. See, I haven't beaten the sequel yet. Mm-hmm. And I need to. And I think I'm going to play that next. In Final Fantasy 7 because, man, I love Platinum games. And I love the original Nier.
So you never played Replicant, though. You only played Nier.
Nier, yeah.
So they added a whole new...
Should I even skip? Should I just replay that in?
I mean, it would be worth it to me, because you played as the dad.
Yeah.
And Replicant, I did play that one, too. I played original Nier.
Isn't that the same thing, though?
It's almost the same thing, but you play as the brother. Mm. The story's 90% the same, but they added a whole new thing in Replicant to where it's called like the Little Mermaid arc, where you go to the seafront and there's a little girl that I don't want to ruin it for you.
Yeah.
It's a whole new arc that they added. I guess it was supposed to be in the original game, but you know how they run out of time and have to cut content.
So does it have the gameplay?
You don't have that new ending either. That ending E wasn't in the original game either. That's added.
So that's the preferred way to
and
way
the
to play
fighting's
it.
better. They upgraded it a little bit. It's play smoother.
See, yeah, man. I feel should I just play Automata first?
I mean, you already had the gist of the story, so I would play Automata first.
Then I'll go back and play that.
Yeah.
Because I already have Automata, and then I'll buy Replicant because I love it that much. You know why I love it that much? Because it's on my list. The original Nair.
I'm so happy that all versions of Nier get to be on this list.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So, I heard about this game. I heard it's like the weird creator. He wears the mask of it
from Emil.
Do you have that? Yeah, him. So I was like, man, well, I gotta try this out. But I heard bad things about it. And then when I think I got it like almost 10 years ago now. I went to GameStop, got it used.
It's a cult classic.
It is a cult. I think it's just a classic now. People just know about it now because of Automata. It's so popular now. But I go to the store, buy the game, and the lady at GameStop was like, "Oh, this game sucks. You sure we want to buy this?" I'm like, "Yeah."
She's probably the type of person she just only cares about reviews. I know a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I don't.
That people knocked it.
I don't really listen to reviews like that.
It didn't look as good as it should to be a PS3 360 game. And it ran at 30 frames, but
whatever.
Were people not paying attention to the music and story? It had amazing voice acting, especially for that time period.
Yeah, I think it was good. Really, that's one of my favorite parts. Is the characters.
The first voice you hear too, you're at the main menu and you just hear Kane, "Vice, you dumbass."
Yeah,
and it's
a great beginning, man.
Yeah,
man. See, I was so surprised because this is one of my favorite games of all time now. The art style, the music is some of my favorites. Such beautiful music, and like creepy music at that as well. The characters, like all the characters, are so memorable. Like they're crazy and like so much is going on. You don't know what's going on.
Who's
at
your
first.
favorite character?
The book. What's his name again?
Grimoire Weiss.
Yeah, Grimoire. I'm bad with names.
I guess that just means black book in like German or something. Because Grimoire Noir means like white book.
Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely my favorite.
I
like Kanye's.
I pick Emil.
Really?
I love Emil.
Yeah.
And he's kind of.
I like his sacrifice.
Some parts he's kind of comic relief too. I don't know. I like the way he looks. He's like kind of creepy looking.
Oh yeah. I mean, when he eventually, well, it's kind of spoilers. He eventually changes. So.
Well, by now everybody has seen his face probably. If you're watching this video, you probably like RPGs.
Yeah, you've
seen Emil's face.
Yeah. That was that game is so good. Like the midpoint where you like everybody's like, it seems like they just failed.
5 years later.
Yeah. I was like, what is going on in the story? And it's so interesting. You find out at the end. I mean, of course, I'm not gonna spoil it. You gotta play this game, like the twist and like what's really going on, and then like the multiple endings and then just so I could just talk about this all day. The multiple the different gameplay styles is kind of like a bullet hell shooter, which I absolutely love. It goes up top
even more in Automata.
Yeah, I see. Look, I played a lot of that so far, and it's like a shooter sometimes. It's just a straight up shooter.
And it's done really well too. I think.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? What is going on? I can't believe this is an RPG, and it's.
We're definitely getting another Nier.
Yeah, please.
We're definitely getting another one.
It's
I like
so
Nier
good.
so much that
I think it's like the best new RPG series.
Oh, I think so for sure.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna play the cell phone game, Reincarnation, and I hate cell phone.
Yeah,
games.
Me too.
I like Nier so much that I'm gonna play the cell phone game, and I'm not even gonna play the Kingdom Hearts cell phone game, and I love Kingdom Hearts. Same with FF7. I might play Ever Crisis or whatever.
You might, yeah. Don't lie to yourself. Man, I'll definitely play it. I forgot about the cell phone game, but yeah, and man, see, I haven't gotten to the sequel. I feel bad about it. That game's so awesome. This game is awesome. And that's just the original version of it. It's even improved in Replicant.
Everyone play these games.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I own 2.
There's something for everybody.
I own 2 copies of Automata.
As you should.
On PS4, I own the Day One, and I own the Game of the Yorha edition, and I own it on Steam, and I've beaten it on every time. I also own Nier on 360 and PS3.
You got everything. See that you're dedicated. He's dedicated. I like it. But the only thing I talk about bad, I guess, the combat is kind of it's not that exciting. But they fixed. I think didn't you say they kind of fixed it?
Yeah, it's smooth. It's a lot smoother.
Yeah. So play the Replicant. It's a great game, masterpiece.
You're a femboy for the first half, but then once it goes to that 5-year gap, your character looks badass.
So I mean, you just play with the dad. Just you'd be good. So that was my number 5.
I think that's your number 6.
Number 6. There you go. 6. Right.
So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think it's your number 6 because my next one's my number 6.
Okay, well we'll just go with it. We'll just.
So you've already talked about a game in this series.
That was my 5th game.
Was it?
Yeah. I think because I went first.
Oh, maybe.
Whatever, man. Just pull out the games.
Yeah, this is my number 6. It's Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
I do love Fallout 3 a lot. Just as much as I love this game. I didn't know... It was hard for me to pick between Fallout 3, 4, and New Vegas. I love all of them basically the same. I picked 4 just for quality of life reasons. Mm-hmm. It looks better. It runs smoother. Everything plays better. You don't have to click on boxes to see what's in them. You just look at them, and it tells you what's in the box. Literally, if you could just give me that, it's quick loot mods you can kind of find on PC sometimes, I would have probably picked New Vegas. But, I mean, we basically already said everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's more a Fallout. Yeah.
The story's not anything too fascinating, but it's more the open world. You can do whatever you want, kill whoever you want.
That's the appeal for it.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it is. For me, I guess the building aspect. You like that part of it?
No.
The building.
No.
Yeah. See, I think that's what I can't really get into it that much, but the gameplay is improved, the visuals, like you said, the quality of life. So it is a better game in terms of that. But I put so many hours into Fallout 3. I think that's why I love it.
I like the location of Fallout 3 better.
Yeah, it is better. Yeah. What is the location of that?
Boston.
Boston, yeah. Boston, man.
But I actually went to Boston this last fall, and I followed the Freedom Trail and seen. Oh, okay. It was pretty cool.
See, I like seeing real life locations.
Yeah, from games. Yeah. And actually, they have some stuff in there too. Because I went to Salem too while I was there, and the Witch Museum, the Salem Witch Museum is in Fallout as well.
I gotta go there. Damn, that's awesome.
Which is pretty cool.
But yeah, Fallout 4, Fallout is awesome. I love it. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, we kind of already. It's hard when we have the doubles.
Yeah.
Other than Halo last time in the video, just because that's like my favorite game.
That's your life.
So
that's basically your life.
I can talk about that all day.
Yeah, I know. So that's number 5 then, right?
That was number 6 for me.
Number 6. So number 5 for me. This is number 6. This is number 5. Valkyria Chronicles. Have you played this? Or seen it?
I've played maybe 2 hours of it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that it has the same character designer and music composer from Final Fantasy Tactics.
I didn't know that.
And I know it's like World War II, but alternate reality.
Yep, that's why I love it. I love World War II, the scenery, that time frame, but it's beautiful because it's watercolored.
Yep. I love the art style.
That's one of my favorite parts. And the characters. Okay, so
I'm sorry to cut you off too. The character designer also did the characters for Nier Automata.
You see, it's all linked together. It all comes back to one. So that's that's awesome to hear. I didn't even know that. Wow. And I guess why it's so good because well, first of all, this is a strategy RPG.
You gotta get the Steelbook of that.
I do need to get the Steelbook. Because it's on the PS4, right? Because I played a game, I'm like, man, this is already good. I already got the game.
If that would have came out, if I would have got that probably when it launched, if I would have knew about it, I was still kind of a kid, teenager, or whatever.
Yeah.
I probably would have played the shit out of it.
Oh yeah.
Or if it would have came out while I was a kid.
I played it later on.
I think that's what made me.
It's on the PS3 as well.
Yeah, I own it on Steam and PS4. But just you have to get past that for RPGs as an adult. Getting past that initial beginning slow part is always just a drag.
Yeah.
Until it sucks you in, and then you're just stuck on the couch. You're like, man, it's 4 a.m.
That's all you think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was with me with some games. I think this one was so easy to get into because it was so unique. I'm not sure other games are like this. Kind of like XCOM, where you're moving around the battlefield,
I like that everything about this game. I like the way it looks and sounds and plays better than XCOM.
Oh yeah, definitely. I try to play XCOM, it was alright, but the look of it really draws me in. The anime aesthetic with the World War II, it's awesome. The watercolor, but it's so much fun to play. Like you got different units, like your tank, your sniper, and I like as like in Parasite Eve, I like using modern weapons in RPGs, which is it's always fun to me. And man, it's some like heartbreaking stuff in this too. Like it's really lighthearted at first, but like some people die, you can't stop it, and the story is great. It's just like you get like engrossed in the story and the characters. You really care about them. You level them up, and it's really difficult. This is one more hard RPGs I played.
This is one I'm definitely going to play at some point.
Yeah, it's really great. It's one of my favorites, definitely, and I need to play because the second one and the third one are on the PSP only.
I think.
Yeah, the third one didn't even come out in the US. So that's why I haven't really played it.
I'm sure there's a fan translation mod.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I can't believe they didn't release this on the PS3 again.
Yeah.
But the fourth one came out. I have it. I need to play it.
I have it too. I have Revolution too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks interesting. It looks actually fun. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah. I don't have
it
reviews,
yet.
but I don't really care about reviews.
It looks interesting. I don't care about reviews. As long as it looks interesting to me. I mean, I might not buy it full price, but I still will get it because I know what I like.
Oh, speaking of games I think are going to be on your list, today at Best Buy, Mass Effect, the Legendary Trilogy is on
What's
sale
Mass Effect?
for $45. And if you buy it at Best Buy, it comes with a free Steelbook. I only paid $15 for it because I had $30 in Best Buy rewards, so I did get that today.
Where's the closest Best Buy? No. Man, yeah, it might be on the list, maybe. I mean, Mass Effect, it's all right. We'll talk about that later. It might be on your list now. You never played it, did you?
No.
Never played. But we were talking about Valkyria Chronicles. My favorite strategy RPGs. I love it so much. I need to play the fourth one and the other ones. So play it. That was my number 5. Yeah.
All right. So my number 5.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're number 5.
My number 5 is The Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oh yeah.
And I got the cool fat. I found this at Disc Replay
Xbox.
for $8 the other day. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. I didn't get it.
I didn't even know about it until I seen it at Disc Replay.
I have the steelbook for it.
Really? I didn't even know
for the PS3.
That's sweet. I didn't even know I had one.
I don't think I have the slip though. I just have the steelbook. I gotta show you.
I'll probably try to find that on eBay or something.
It's cool.
But again, same with Fallout. I wanted to include Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim.
I mean,
Skyrim
sure list. Go ahead.
Is for sure my least favorite of the 3.
As it should.
But
I'm just joking.
Again, with Oblivion versus Morrowind, if I looked at how much fun I had originally playing each of those games, I think I would have to go with Morrowind. But if you go back and try to play Morrowind now, it has not aged very well.
Yeah,
it's
I tried
ugly.
to.
It's like an RNG. The way you hit, your hits don't hit. It's just random. And so when you're low level. But
that's why I couldn't play it.
There's no fast travel. You have to pay like a Silk Rider or whatever they're called. And then Oblivion, all those problems are fixed. Oblivion's still very playable. It's the characters are kind of ugly. But I don't know. It's way more RPG.
I mean, they're pretty ugly in this too.
To me than Skyrim is. I like being able to get my athletics and stuff so high that I can jump on buildings and run fast as hell. And
that's awesome.
I don't know. To me, Oblivion was way better. I was honestly, even though I have 500 hours into Skyrim, it was still kind of like a letdown.
Everybody does.
It was like a letdown compared to Oblivion. But again, open world, you can do way more in the Elder Scrolls games that you can do in Fallout. In Elder Scrolls, every building you can go into, basically, you can touch everything. You can take their plates, their food, their brooms.
Everything. Yeah.
You can put buckets on the shopkeepers' heads and steal all their shit. Just run their shit right in front of them.
It's ultimate freedom in those games.
There's some glitches where, I remember, I don't remember if it was Oblivion or Skyrim, you could like stack paintbrushes or something and climb up the big ass spots that you weren't supposed to get into, and it's fucking awesome.
See, I like
Oblivion
Skyrim.
gates. The first Oblivion gate you go into, they get you get burnt out on them after a while. But going in that first one, you just see this big ass red portal. You're like, holy shit! And then you go into it, and it's like their version of hell or something, kind of. I don't know. It's so fucking fun.
So you like Oblivion over Skyrim
all day
because it's more of an RPG. You could do more.
They're both the RPGs, but you can do just as much in Skyrim. But it's the way your stats go up, and I don't know. To me, it's a way better game. And Cyrodiil was a way better location, I think, too. It was more fun to explore.
I've only played a little bit of Oblivion. I played Skyrim all the way through. I just really did the main story and then some of the side. It's not really my type of game, I guess. I don't know. I like the Fallout, I guess, like shooting more. I don't know. I'm not really that much of a fantasy guy as well. I think that like suffers from it too.
I love fantasy.
See, like you love fantasy, I love sci-fi, but I do like fantasy, and we'll talk about that later on my list. But yeah, I mean, I can't say much about it. You explained it pretty well.
Also, the best expansion for any Elder Scrolls ever, in my opinion, is the Shivering Isles for Oblivion.
See, I seen Shivering Isles at Disc Replay.
Yeah, they had it on. They came out with it on disc, and what was cool back
separate,
then, you and your buddies can go in, all split the cost of the disc, and just all share the DLC.
Can't do that anymore. You just gotta download it. There's no physical really anymore. Yeah. I missed that.
The Halo 2 map pack was like that too.
I remember having that. The multiplayer, multiplayer pack. Yeah, man, it's changed. So that's Oblivion for number 5.
Yep, that's my number 5
on Xbox, right? You played on Xbox. Yep. All right. Yeah, that was released. Yeah, see, that was released on Xbox first. That was the best version of it. See, and then Skyrim, the PS3 version was complete shit because it'd take like at least 3 minutes to load in. It was ridiculous. So they just didn't care about the PlayStation at all. But nowadays they're kind of now it's Xbox fully. Bethesda.
Oh yeah, yep.
I forgot about that, man. That's crazy. So number 4 for me. Your favorite company. Oh, they're dropping Final Fantasy X. My favorite Final Fantasy game because
the only one you beat.
That's the only one I beat.
I knew you were gonna say that.
But have you played this?
Plot twist: I haven't beat that one.
Oh, come on!
And here's why. I
have a history with this.
When it first came out. So when it first came out is when I was playing. So I don't remember what year. It was like 2001 or something.
2001, yeah.
I was 12 years old. I got to a point where you're on an airship, and there's nowhere to level up on the airship. Or if there was, I couldn't find it. And I remember you go out to fight this boss, and they called him he looked like a big red carpet. He's like a flying dragon type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried it 1,000 times, and I could not beat the motherfucker.
This game is kind of bullshit.
There's
some areas.
It's like a huge difficulty spike, and I just after a while I gave up. Never went back to it. But I was at least 80% into the game probably at that point. I'm guessing because I
that sounds like very when you get to the airship. Yeah, that's almost the end, I think.
So I did play most of that, and it's amazing music. I mean, it was very linear compared to past.
I like linear,
but I love the characters. I love the music. It's Nobuo Matsu. He's been there from the beginning.
The best of all time.
He's like he's up there. He's easily top 2 of all time.
Yeah.
He made 1 through 10 and 13. The lady from Kingdom Hearts did 15. But going back into it, Final Fantasy X had the one part with the ha ha ha, the laugh.
See?
Everybody makes fun of the laugh,
but it's good.
It's supposed to be corny. It sounds the same in Japanese. He was just imitating the guy.
Yes.
And that part gets such a bad rep.
See, I've been saying this for years. If you don't understand the scene, he's awkward. He's dumb. He's trying to comfort her, but he fails at it. He's socially awkward. I mean, then they show the scene where they showing all the characters. They're just staring at him like he's an idiot. I guess it would be look better if it was upgraded and they could show facial expressions. But that was I like that scene.
Yeah.
I don't see for me. one of the I don't really like Titus that much. I think he's kind of like an asshole.
I like Orin a lot.
Orin is awesome. Waka and of course really Lulu.
Waka's kind of racist.
He is racist, but it's funny. He is racist though. I forgot about that. It's funny, like, but he was. I don't know why I liked him, like, because he threw with his ball. It was unique. But of course, Lulu, of course, you know, Luna also. Luna.
And Riku.
I had a cat named Luna.
And Riku.
Riku. Oh yeah, I forgot about her too. She had the what's Albad?
Yeah.
The like different race.
Yeah, she was the blonde.
I like the ocean look of it. It's kind of like
very tropical.
Yeah, spiritual. It was awesome. Like the characters, this turn based. It made it a little bit easier because I think you could like.
They went back to turn based instead of active time battle.
Yeah. So you can take your time. I like that. Because in Final Fantasy VII, it's like you got to keep on going and going. Yeah. It's kind of
plus the
pressure on
it. Sphere grid was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Actually, Tails I think kind of took the what is it called? The spear.
Yeah.
The spear.
Oh, actually, you probably can't see him, but I have a Titus figure up there.
Have him up. I actually like his look.
The sword's sweet. How it looks like it's made out of water.
Yeah, that's why I like that look of it. And like it has it in the cover too.
Yeah,
you can see it. Yeah, so that's awesome. And it's the first one that had voice acting. I think they actually did a good job with that.
It was bad voice acting, but a lot of times bad voice acting makes the game better. We talked about it last time.
It has a charm to it.
Yeah,
because it's like when you hear like a whole bunch of like professional, it just like seems the same.
Yeah,
this has like a unique feel to it, and I still enjoy it. I think Aaron is like he's great in it.
Yeah.
Even though like everybody else is kind of like off in it. I actually what's his name? The lion one, the blue.
I don't remember.
Man, what's his name? Calamari.
Something like that.
Something like that. But man, this has the best music. My favorite music of all time in it. It's like some of these like music pieces. It like gets me emotional. It gets me in it. Yeah, man. Like the beginning of it, and so it's called the Wandering Flame. Listen to that Wandering Flame in the boss fight for the last. Sermon fight was Seymour fight, like the guy with the weird blue hair. Yeah, his hair is freaking ridiculous, but I love it so much. I have so many great memories of playing it. My nephew, I think this is his favorite game, maybe of all time. But yeah, I love it. Final Fantasy X, and I need to play the other ones, of course. 7 is gonna probably crack my top 10 because it's already really good.
Yeah.
And I already know what goes on, and that it's been spoiled for me. But.
So it's kind of weird. You talk about your favorite music in a Final Fantasy, and you just talked about Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, I wonder what's the next one is.
So that's my favorite music.
Yeah.
I grabbed the remake. I like the remake and the original. Like I couldn't pick one, so. I don't even know where to start.
Final Fantasy VII.
I don't even know where to start.
Did you play it when it first came out?
That's my number 4. I not when it first came out because it came out in 98.
97.
97. I was 8. I probably played it in like 99. And I remember
that's first come out. Yeah,
I played it. I got all the way up to the crater where Sephiroth is.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's same part. That's when my memory card went corrupt. I talked about it earlier in the video.
Also, it was the same time.
And then I didn't replay it again until I got a PS4 in 2015. And I went all the way through it on that and beat it.
It's awesome, man. What I've played so far is really good.
Are you still in Midgar?
I'm at the very end of Midgar. I'm about to leave. So
the music's amazing.
Oh man, yeah.
The setting, like Midgar's all cyberpunk and just everything's just so good. And then you come out to this open world, and for the time you're like, oh my god, look at these graphics, and they look like this.
Yeah, I was back then. It's like, wow, this looks so amazing. The cutscenes, but the backgrounds, the pre-rendered backgrounds, is some of the best I've ever seen.
Well, it goes back to like
I love it.
Look at the pre-rendered background in the Resident Evil remake.
Yeah,
that's what made that game look crazy on a GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't believe a game looked like that on a GameCube.
And it still looks good.
Yeah,
to this day, yeah.
But yeah, like I said, and then you talk about final boss battles. There ain't nothing touching One Winged Angel. That's the best boss music from any game.
Everybody knows it.
Ever. Yeah, people who's never played the game, they recognize that theme.
Yeah,
man. You need to finish this game. You need
so
to play
many great characters.
Too.
Oh yeah, I do. I was gonna skip the original one, but I think I like the original one more.
The story. So I don't really like some of the stuff they changed up in the remake, but I like the gameplay a lot in the remake, and everything's more fleshed out. And I just hope that they don't keep a linear approach. I hope the next game opens up a little more, like, because Final Fantasy 15, the first half of the game's kind of open world. Like if we can at least have that much of an open world, I'll be happy.
You see, for me, I'm fine with linear for the most part. I like to have a small, dense story where like it's pretty linear. I don't know why it goes off. Okay, but so yeah, open world. I want to see how it opens up. But I gotta play this. This is my biggest regret not beating it. I got into it. I was like, yeah, this game is special. I see why people, because this changed
the story
RPGs
too, man.
The story, everything, like the character like designs.
You obviously know what happens, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't seen.
Is it really a spoiler at this point?
I guess I guess not. Everybody.
But the whole Aerith part,
yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah, man! It broke everybody's heart, man.
I didn't know that was coming when I played it, so I was in shock. I was like,
that doesn't happen.
I'm thinking as a little kid, I'm like, oh, I'll just use a Phoenix Down on her.
Nope.
Oh, and there's all these rumors about you can get Aerith back if you do this and that. The Japanese version only can get Aerith back. And
people are just grasping at straws, man. They're like, come on, no. Man, that's why, it has impact. People die. That's life. And back then, like this '97. Like, people didn't, like, you didn't care about people like that.
Video games.
Yeah, people didn't care about, like, video game characters like that. That's, like, one of the first times is where, like, somebody just dies and never comes back. And, like, you want to get him more. Sephiroth, you want to, like, get him more. And just more impact, and I love it. And, like, even in the beginning of the games where, like, I guess spoilers, where, like, they crushed the whole entire section.
Oh, they dropped the Sector 7 plate.
Yeah, and everybody's just dead.
Yep.
That was stuck on it, like, wow. That's insane.
See, in the new one, they kind of like, they people were expecting it to fall, and they show scenes where they're like people are escaping. Where that didn't happen. That didn't happen. The plate fell and everybody died.
Yeah, yes, they showed it. People getting crushed.
Like I feel like the new one, Nomura's scared to kill anybody.
Yeah, see, they had more guts back then.
I don't think they're gonna kill Aerith. I don't.
Oh man.
Which doesn't make sense because in the original, Aerith has to die to be able to. That's how the planet's able to survive. Mm-hmm. Her being in the life stream when she was cast in holy when she died, and her being in the life stream is what helped save the planet.
Yeah. And
it just doesn't make sense. If Aerith doesn't die, they would have to completely change everything from there on out. They would have to.
I hope they try to keep it as the same as possible. But you telling me it's a lot, like a little bit of changes in the ending. But we'll see. Hopefully it comes out. We're still alive.
Yeah, hopefully we get to finish it before I die.
That's what I'm scared of because it was announced like 6 years ago and it finally came out last year.
Yeah.
The first part of it, but that's Final Fantasy VII. This is number 4.
That was my number 4. So we're down.
The JRPG people all know.
We
started the craze.
Yeah, we talked about Pokemon earlier, but no, really, Final Fantasy VII is what got people to want to play Japanese RPGs.
Yeah, before that, nobody knew what a JRPG was. It's just like, oh, Final Fantasy? Wait, what is that? Dragon Age? Not Dragon Age, Dragon Quest.
And it's funny because before Final Fantasy VII, the last Final Fantasy we got, in America, it was called Final Fantasy III, even though it was technically Final Fantasy VI.
All messed up, yeah. So that changed the game forever, and it's a masterpiece.
Yep.
So number 4.
Yeah, number 4. We're down to
number 4
down
though.
To our top 3 each.
Number 4 though. That's the best game of all time.
So my number 3 and 4, it was a toss up. I sat there and thought about it. I had to give them a number though. I had to give them a number.
Wait, so I'm on number 2.
You're on number 3.
What number 3? I messed. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. For my number...
You forgot one?
Yep, I forgot. I thought I had all of them. So we're going to do number 3 for Bloodborne. I was going to put this at another spot, but not Bloodborne, number 3. This came out after Dark Souls. So, Bloodborne, the Dark Souls series. I first played Dark Souls, and it changed my life for the better. I loved it. This came out in 2015, PS4 Classic. It's the best PS4 game. Because it's...
I'm going to argue and say that the FF7 remake is the best.
Even though I haven't played it yet, it's not better. I'm telling you. Because I love this type of game. So this one is more Victorian horror.
I love the setting.
Fast pace, huh?
I love the setting. I played it like 2 hours, 3 hours of it.
It's so beautiful. And I love how difficult it is. The aesthetic is, and I love how the blood is like a key component of the game. Because like the more you hit people, like say if you get hit, you get regeneration back from it, like from their blood. It's like very gory and like you got blood soaked everywhere. It's awesome. The character designs, the enemy designs are horrific, and there's a twist in the midway in the game. I don't know if you know. Like,
I don't know the twist of that.
You see, like it's at first it's just like werewolves, like traditional Victorian horror, and then it switches to a completely different thing. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it put it over the top for me. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
Horror makes everything better.
And this is what, yeah, it really does. I don't know why, it's just better. we're agreement in that. I love it. And this is one of my favorite horror games. You might not think it's a horror game, but it's terrifying at parts. I think you will like it. I don't know, so you don't really play these games, right?
I have all of them, which is weird, but I have.
You have all of them. So you haven't played them, or you don't really like them?
It's
really hit and miss.
I haven't given myself enough of a chance with them to say I don't like them.
Okay.
So I think I was starting to like Demon Souls in the PS5, but I then Cyberpunk came out, and I switched to that and then never went back to Demon Souls.
Oh, damn, I know what was my. There's another game over here. So okay, we'll keep that as number, what is it, 3, 4? Yeah. Okay, we'll keep that as number 3, and I'll have to take out something. But Bloodborne.
Well, at least tell us what you were going to take out then. So
okay,
we'll call it an honorable mention later on.
Okay, so all right, let's switch this out. We're gonna talk about this. I fucked up. Okay, we're gonna talk about this game instead. For my number 3. I messed up. We're gonna talk about Persona 4 Golden. That was my original number 3. It fell on the ground. I'm an idiot. Okay, we're gonna talk about that.
You beat that too?
I beat that, and it was like $100.
Yeah, that's what I said, because I know the Persona games are long.
Those are the longest games I ever played. And like you said, you have to get over the hump, the original, the normal hump of like the beginning where it's kind of slow paced. You just trying to know like what's going on. I got past that hump and never came back. So I mean, it's like a dating simulation. Like you're in high school, life sim, and then at night you go into the TV world and you fight demons, the dungeon crawling, and it's awesome. The art style, I love it.
I do like the art style.
Yeah,
I played a little bit of Persona 5, and it's like the same art style.
Oh yeah, it's this is the theme of it. It's yellow. This one, the
red.
Persona 5 is red. I played it on the Vita. It's so great. It has like extra content in it. Like I said, like with the Pokemon thing, it's like the adult Pokemon, I guess.
Yeah. More,
you training your personas, your demons, and like you get to meet new ones and get them on your team because you don't really fight yourself. You just fight with the. Well, I guess you do fight in this one. I forgot, but like your kids, it makes you miss like high school, like going out, like going to the mall or like, just going to the movies, hanging out, and at the night you just go into like dungeons and fight demons, which is a lot of fun.
I wish I could have done that when I was in high school.
Yeah, I mean, I did it sometimes, but I don't think I was actually, doing it. I was, acting like I was, like weirdo. But yeah, so you get to know the characters, like some of my favorite characters of all time in this. Chie, she's a badass. Yusuke, he's like an asshole. I like him because I'm kind of an asshole to myself at times, but you just get to love the characters. It's like I said, summer vacation or like a high school life mixed with like the dungeon crawling. But I love it so much. And then like I said, it was like 80. You said 80 hours. It was around that, like maybe even close to 100 hours.
Persona 5, I think, is even longer too.
Yeah. But man, the music in it is great. It's like more like catchy, like pop, compared to like Final Fantasy or something like that. Love it. The art style, like I said, was great.
Is it jazzy like the 5 is?
Yeah, okay. It's jazzy. I think it's more pop, jazzy. But it's like orchestral as well. It's a lot of good songs in it. One of my favorite soundtracks. I listen to it a lot. Just like probably like as much as this one and Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
But so much good to talk about it. I don't know, like, you ever played it?
The only Persona I've played is I did the first dungeon in 5.
Okay, yeah.
I'm 4 or 5 hours into 5, and that was the tutorial.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
It's
It takes a long time to get really into it.
Yeah.
But it slowly creeps in, like, oh, I gotta do this, because every day is like it counts every day. So I think it starts like the beginning of the school year in Japan is April.
I'm not sure. See, stuff like that throws me off. I don't like being timed in my video games.
Yeah, it's kind of like hard to get used to, but like I like to use as much as time like my time the best in each day.
Yeah.
So like, oh, I gotta talk to this character. Like, I want to get with this character. I gotta do that.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. I don't know why it keeps me structured in the game.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I know how many days I have left. So that was Persona 4 Golden. For number 3, we're changing it up.
So now we're getting to my number 3. I cheated a little bit on this one too, but it all comes in one box. So am I really cheating?
No, I guess not.
Kingdom Hearts, the story so far.
Oh no, everything. I already knew this was coming. I mean, obviously, obviously. So Kingdom Hearts over Final Fantasy 7. Go ahead.
So Kingdom Hearts 1, amazing. And I hated on this game so hard when it first came out. I'm like, what is this corny ass shit? Final Fantasy and Disney characters together. And you know, I had a couple buddies like, you need to play it. You need to play it. And then finally, I borrowed it from my buddy, and I'm playing it at his house. I stayed the night at his house, and you know, I wouldn't let him have his PlayStation 2 back. I'm sitting there. I'm like, no, hold on, let me play a little bit longer. Let me play a little bit longer. Hold on, hold on, a little bit longer. And then he let me borrow it, and then I ended up getting like a stomach flu, and it caused me to be able to take Thursday and Friday off of school. And by the time I came back Monday, I beat the game. Like, it's like I put like 50 hours into it in like 4 days or something, like something stupid. And you know, you get up to where the story is actually you can actually understand the story of the first game. It doesn't get
after that it goes crazy.
Yeah, but I've beaten every game on this collection that's a game. So really, the only games I haven't physically beaten is the 358 over 2 days and Recoded. They were DS games. I'm not a big portable gamer guy, but I did watch the videos of them. I didn't play the cell phone game. I beat 3 as well, even though it's not included in that box. But 1 and 2 are ridiculous. Like, they're such good games. I wanted to put both of them in my top 10.
I mean, they basically are. But you're sticking with 1?
No, I'm saying all of them.
All of them? Okay. All of them. Okay.
I could,
all of them? Even 3? I heard 3 wasn't as good.
I still love it.
Okay.
It's worse than the first 2, and it's one of the worst in the series, but I don't care. It's still fun. I could
still
put it in.
Kingdom
I
Hearts.
could put it in right now and run through the game, no problem. Any game in this series, I can put in. Even Chain of Memories, the card-based one, put it in right now, run through it. No question. Also, the music in that's insane. Like, it's so fucking good. It's so much better than it deserves to be. Same lady that did Legend of Mana and Final Fantasy 15. Front Mission 3 she did.
It is great.
It's insane, and I love the combat, especially in 1. I feel like 1's more skill based. You have to dodge and block. I don't know. Some people are gonna disagree.
I heard people like 2 more.
2's the fan favorite, yeah, for sure. But
I don't know combat specific.
I don't know what it is. I love 1. My biggest complaint with 3 is they went to all Pixar worlds basically, and I like seeing the old shit. I want to go to Nightmare Before Christmas, Aladdin. I wish they would have threw some ones they've never done in, like Sword in the Stone. Or Treasure Island.
They're not going to do that.
Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the overlooked ones.
Yeah. Or Great Mouse Detective would have been a crazy, weird one to throw in there.
That'd be so sweet, yeah.
But, yeah,
they just did the newer stuff, right?
I love every game in that series. And I like to think that I kind of understand what's going on.
Look, if you want to think that, it's fine. No, I don't know the story, but somebody try to explain it to me, I'm like, what? It was very confusing because like Heartless.
Yeah, I'm deep enough into where I at least kind of understand it.
Yeah.
Hey, you got the Heartless, you got the Nobodies, and you got the Unversed. I think that's it.
Yeah, it's like when you say that, it's like what? Nobodies.
So you know, as a person, if you lose your heart, you become a Heartless. But
Makes
then
sense.
But then it also causes you to create a Nobody of yourself.
Okay, so you create a separate self.
Yeah,
okay.
like Ansem. is Xehanort's Heartless, and then what's his name in what's the final boss's name in Kingdom Hearts 2?
You see, it's hard to explain.
They're all weird names.
You gotta really look into it.
It starts with an X, Xemnas.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Xemnas is Xehanort's Nobody, and the one thing they do so. Xemnas is just the letters that spell out Ansem, restructured, and then you add an X to it, and that's all the Organization 13 members are like that. Like Roxas is Sora, but they added an X and changed the letters around.
Remember, I haven't played these games like that.
That's not ruining nothing.
Okay, so I know I just don't understand who these people are.
There's all the Organization 13 people. They all have an X in their name somewhere.
Yeah.
And their actual real name, you take the X out and you restructure the letters. And I don't remember. I'm trying to think of another one. There's like Zigbar. I think his real name's Brag. And I don't know. It's crazy, dude. It's so good. It's so good. Like, have you ever even tried to play it?
I played a little bit of the first one.
You didn't like it?
I like it, yeah. I just didn't get into it.
It didn't hook you?
It didn't, because the beginning part, like
where you're on the beach?
Tutorial, yeah.
In Destiny Islands?
Yeah, I didn't really like that part.
So after that, you go to Traverse Town, and that's where you start meeting like Final Fantasy characters and stuff.
I didn't get to that part.
And then after that, the first world you go to, you could pick between Alice in Wonderland or Tarzan. And just from there on out, I think it would hook you if you were to...
See, I didn't really get to the Disney part. I like that part.
Do you own any of them?
I own the first one on PS2. I want to get something like that.
So for $20 right now, they have Kingdom Hearts. It's not the story so far. It's something better. It's $20. You get the story so far and Kingdom Hearts 3. It's all in one. It's Kingdom Hearts all in one. That's what it's called.
Okay, I think I've heard of that on the PS4.
Game. Yep, yeah. Every game. It's
I gotta get that
on sale right now for $20.
At where?
One of the major outlets, Best Buy, Amazon, or Walmart.
I gotta get that. So, because I waited so long to play it, I wanted for it to finish. So 3 to come out. It took forever for 3 to come out. So now I can play all the games. So, because people either hate it or like absolutely love it.
I think the people that hate it didn't really give it a chance.
Yeah. That's what, because when I ask somebody, like, why you don't like it, like, oh, I don't know, it's Disney,
too
whatever.
Good. It's too good for someone to hate it, to hate it.
Yeah, I don't understand why somebody would hate it.
I just see like, nah, it's just not for me, I don't really like it. But for someone to hate it, I don't think they gave it a chance. They just looked at it as something childish and just pushed it aside.
Like you said, like, in the beginning, you thought it would be like, oh, that's dumb.
I did,
but
you
love it, you absolutely love it.
Yeah, and I was young as hell when that came out, and I still was already like that. But
that's awesome. So I'll get that all-in-one package.
Yep.
That has everything.
I guess I only own one copy of each, but I want to buy that all-in-one package just to keep it sealed.
Yeah.
Since I have everything else open.
Oh, yeah. So that's
my number 3, I think, right? Yep, number 3.
So what's 1 and 2?
You'll
Halo?
find out.
Halo's
Dragon Ball Z.
Halo RPG. Okay, so
if you could level up in Halo, I would have snuck it in there somehow.
I hate you. Halo, man. Okay, so since I messed up my list, we're getting back on track. So number 2 for me, we talked about this earlier, Mass Effect 2.
I knew it. See, I knew that was going to be on your list.
Man, my favorite Western RPG of all time, because I love sci-fi, and I like this more than Star Wars. I haven't really watched Star Trek that much, but this is my favorite sci-fi world. And why I love it? Oh, well, first of all, I played this first. I didn't play the first one because it was on Xbox only at the time. But I heard...
Isn't that weird? Like, they're tied together like the .hack games are, where you take your save file. I should have brought the .hack games up on my
honorable mentions.
Just the flex that I have quarantined.
Yeah, we'll flex it later in a later video.
But yeah, it's so weird. You take your save data and transfer it over, but then PlayStation's like, nah, we'll just take the second one, and then we'll eventually get the first one at some point.
I did it backwards. So I played this one first because it was only on PlayStation, and I fucking loved it. Okay, so I played a trial. They used to have trial versions of games where you could just play like an hour of it.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of the game, I guess it's spoilers, but it's in the very beginning of the game, you die. You die on your spaceship. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's a great scene. It had me hooked instantly. And you come back to life, and like you're improved, but like the guy that brings you back to life, like you have like you're indebted to them, so you gotta find these like aliens called the collectors, and like it goes deeper and deeper into it. And like they say, like this might be a suicide mission to go into like
that's the final mission, right?
The base, yeah. It's everybody's heard it, and it's awesome. But you got, and I love games where you have to build up a team. So like you go all across the galaxy finding like the best like I guess fighters, people.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this series a chance.
It's
like
so
I said
good.
earlier in the video, I just bought the Legendary Edition, so
It's so good, man. The first one, I'll talk about it in a second. But I just want to talk about the second one because it's my favorite.
Yeah.
So you build all these, like, you get all these characters, and they're all so great. You have one, there's like one where he knows he's about to die, and I forgot his name. It starts with T. I think not Thanos, but something like that. Terry. Yeah, he's about to. This guy, like, there's a girl, like, badass chick with like a whole bunch of tattoos, Jack. Like, she's like emotionally messed up, but
she got daddy issues.
Yeah, she has definitely has daddy issues. Liara, she's great. She's very smart scientist, alien. So many, like, in the Krogan, like, it's kind of like dinosaur reptilian looking characters. But so many great races they made. I love it. It's like a really adult, and like you could have sex with all of them, or that's a big plus with the.
Remember,
Garrus is awesome, man.
Remember with Fable when they introduced? It didn't show nothing in Fable, but
they don't show everything in this.
I remember being a little kid, and I when you're a kid, anything with sex is like.
Yeah.
You're just trying to fuck everybody.
Yeah, but so with this, but it's so much more than that. The gameplay is a lot of fun. Third-person shooter. It's not as good as the third one in terms of gameplay. But this one is the sweet spot where it has still RPG elements in it. But like the third one, they mostly got rid of it. It's more like mainstream, streamlined. And also the third one, it had like shorter like development time because EA wanted to rush it out.
EA sucks.
EA messed it up.
EA and Ubisoft are my two least favorite AAA companies.
Yeah, they messed this up. They messed up the third one. They had DLC on this DLC that you had to pay for, and I refused to pay for it. It's only $10 more extra.
Destiny did the same thing. So Destiny, when it first came out, when the DLC would drop, you get a 100 kilobyte update.
What for? What like?
Yeah.
Because that's some. They just want to get more money out of you.
Oh, Activision, I hate too. Yeah.
Yeah. So you won't buy it used. You gotta buy it new. Because if you got the collector's edition, you got the everything.
Yeah.
But I bought the standard edition. I mean, that's for $3, and it's bullshit. So in like 3, I like it a lot, but it's not as good as 2. And 1 is more straight up RPG, which I really like.
It's slow. I've tried playing 1 before. I'm gonna give it another chance.
1's gameplay is not as good as 2 and 3.
Like we keep saying, I just know once I get past the slog at the beginning, it'll be better.
The beginning of this is really good. It really catches your like attention.
Did you like Andromeda?
I didn't even play it yet. I haven't played. I haven't played.
Watch Donkey's video on Andromeda.
I have to. He's hilarious. But I heard it's kind of fixed. But I'll get to that eventually because I love this world. I love the universe they created.
Yeah.
It's my favorite sci-fi universe.
I hear nothing but good things. Like I really need to force myself to play through these.
It's like the characters and the world, and the gameplay is kind of like backseat to me.
I'm almost kind of like...
And the powers are awesome, too.
Like, I don't know, like, I'm almost like a hipster when it comes to video games. Like, if something's, like, the universally loved...
Yeah.
Like,
I mean...
I've never played Mass Effect. I've never played The Witcher. I've never played Metal Gear Solid. Like, I never even really played Resident Evil until the PS4 era.
Hey, man, those... Look, I can attest. Metal Gear Solid's great. This is great. And I played a lot of games.
Yeah.
These are a class of his own, so... You should try them out.
I'm definitely going to try. God of War. I've never really played God of War.
God of War.
Like, all these games that...
Oh, you need to play those,
They win Game of the Year every time they come out. And I'm like...
Well, the new one...
I'll get to it eventually.
The new one is a little overrated. We'll talk about that another time. I think it's overrated. The older ones are better. But this is one of my favorite games of all time.
That was your number 2?
Yeah. Favorite Western RPG. Mass Effect 2.
Oh, really? So your top's going to be a Japanese RPG. I have absolutely no idea what it's going to be either.
No idea.
All right, so number 2.
Me neither.
Number 2, we're bringing it back to PC. And that's Diablo 2.
Oh, yeah.
Got the poster up here. Got the remastered coming out in September when I'm on fucking vacation.
That's awesome. See? Yeah. You're going to... So you're just gonna skip it?
No, I wish. But so Diablo 2, first game like that I ever played. I'd be on the phone like this, playing with my friends. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised my neck's not permanently fucking stuck like this, because you didn't have Discord and shit back then. And I couldn't even tell you. I'd play that 16 to 20 hours a day. Like, I would wake up.
How?
I'd wake up, go right on the computer, play until I'd go to bed again. I'd just run out, grab a couple snacks every now and then, use the bathroom, whatever I had to do. Right back on the computer, just all day, every day. I think I got to a point where I was just, you know what magic finding is? You know, I got my gear, my magic find percentage high, and I would kill Mephisto, the Act 3 boss, on hell difficulty over and over again for 12 hours straight and never get bored. Just all day trying to find new shit. And I would play this, like, this was my life. I was more obsessed with this than WoW. I played WoW for like 2 months. I played Diablo 2 for like 2 years like that.
Damn. I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah. You could get 8 people in a server.
Where's your all Diablo stuff? You only got like 1 or 2 things, man.
I got the Diablo poster. I got Tyrael here, Diablo here, 2 Diablos there. There's some.
I guess I just don't know
Diablo stuff characters over there. They also don't make as much like they do other stuff. Yeah. But ridiculous, dude. The game's so fun. There's not enough good things I can say about it. I cannot wait for the remastered version.
A lot of games
Diablo 3
are like. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, when it first came out, people were mad about it. Yeah. But I remember, like, Diablo style gameplay. A lot of the games are like that.
Path of Exile is a big one. Yeah. It's free too, actually. Path of Exile is basically Diablo 2.5.
And like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance, all those type of games, it's basically Diablo, but not as good. Mm-hmm. And I've only played a little bit of it. I mean, everybody's played the Diablo a little bit, but I want to get the remastered one. I mean, it comes out. When does it come out?
September 22nd. Okay,
you're definitely gonna get it.
PC. Though.
PC. Obviously, I can't play it on PC. I mean, maybe on my laptop it should.
I do not think Diablo 2 is gonna run well on a console.
Okay.
So Diablo 3, you just had your skills, and they're always there. You could hotkey of the different buttons. Well, and they have cooldowns and stuff. Well, Diablo 2 don't really have cooldowns. Everybody, at least back then, F1 through 12 would all be hotkeyed to different moves. And when I'm my sorceress, I'm like this, switching between teleport and the move I use. Switching, and F1's my armor, F2's my energy shield, F3's teleport, and then F3 to F4 is my move. So I'm sitting there like this, teleporting, switching my move, use it, teleporting, and I don't see how that's gonna function well on a controller.
So don't even try it.
I mean,
you could try it. It's just not as good. It's not the pure experience of the PC.
I don't think it's gonna work well.
Even on I mean, I gotta get a game computer, man. Damn.
I think the new consoles let you plug keyboard and mouse into them.
So I could play like that. I gotta get it set up. Yeah. They should be able to. Yeah, and I got that. I mean, I don't have a really good one though.
Yeah.
I gotta get it better set up. But yeah, man, how many hours a day? You said 20? 16?
Like, at least 16.
Just basically, you did that and slept.
Yeah.
And you had the toilet set up on your chair like South Park.
If I could have did that, I would have did it.
It's like, Mom. Bathroom. That's so funny, man. Diablo 2 for number 2, right?
2,
yeah. I didn't know you liked it that much. I didn't know you had that experience. But that's awesome. Yeah. I heard like people just love those games so much. They spend their whole entire lives playing it. Just like wow.
That game came out in like 2000 or 2001, and you could still load up the old game right now and have no problem finding people to play with.
Oh yeah, it's that big. Yeah. That good a game. Wow, I gotta play that on PC. Well, that was your number 2?
Yeah, all right, here we go. Number 1.
What is it? Man, it's such a surprise.
If it's a JRPG, I have no idea.
Well, you might not consider it a JRPG. I think we talked about this. I mean, I kind of already talked about this. It's Dark Souls.
Oh, okay.
It's Dark Souls.
I should have expected that.
Yeah, it's Dark Souls, man. It's the JRPG for me. Because, like I was talking about with Bloodborne earlier. Well, we'll just leave Bloodborne out of it. It's a great game. This is where I started. I mean, originally came out Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Sony messed up because Demon Souls is a PlayStation exclusive.
No.
and they didn't believe in it, so they had Atlas publish it in the United States.
So yeah, I heard that they gave the guy like full creative control too.
Oh yeah, he can do it. He did anything he wanted because nobody cared.
Yep.
Because they had no faith in it. It's like, okay, just shit it out.
Yeah.
And did they do that? Because they created a game genre. Because a lot of games copy this game style. Souls-like. I can't believe it. Because it's such a niche game. Okay, so the story behind this. I didn't play Demon Souls first. I didn't even know about Demon Souls. So I heard about this game. It's super hard. It says prepare to die in the back. Yeah. I like hard games. Around that time, a lot of games were like super easy. They had like Uncharted. A lot of games were like, because I love difficult games.
Games are still mostly like that.
Yeah, that's why I try. But now they try to be harder because of the Dark Souls. Like, oh, we got to make our games hard, and there's always the debate like, oh, should it be easy mode? I like that. So I play it. I'm like, man, this game is hard because the first boss, like, it's like 2 seconds in, and he like beats your ass. And then what the fuck am I supposed to do? And then you finally figure out what to do, and you gotta like think on your feet. And I love that. What you about to say?
From what I heard from videos, they always throw some hard shit at the first level in every Souls game.
Oh yeah,
like in Demon Souls on the PS5, you go to this big fat dude and he just kills you.
He's right there, yeah. But you can beat him though. You can beat him.
Really?
Yeah, you can beat him without even using the weapon. That's why I love these games so much. Because at first you're terrified because you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. They don't really tell you what to do either. So you got to figure it out on your own. I like the community.
I actually like that better. I hate tutorials. Yeah, they overdo them. Like
the tutorial is like, oh, you hit like you have a choice to do in the tutorial, where it's just like a message at the bottom of this the floor, and you can just look at it, and that's it. That's the tutorial. They don't tell you anything else.
Yeah,
and this game needs a tutorial. But you figure it out, like, you talk about other people, and like I was saying, I like the community behind it, because when I was playing this game, like, it was like a couple months after it released. I would look online, go on forums, and, like, see, like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, oh, this is a secret right there, you can do that. Like, what's the best way to beat this boss? Like, oh, what's the best sword to use on this? Because they don't really tell you this in the game. Yeah. It's very suspicious, like, mysterious, and I love that, and because it's not like all in your face like other games, and I love that, and it's like a sense of this discovery. Like your player doesn't only get better, you get better.
Yeah.
Because you gotta try a boss over and over and over again until you actually
personal skill, basically.
Yeah, I love that. I don't like games that are super easy, like you beat it first time.
When we were kids, no games were easy.
No, that's why I'm used to it.
And look at all these games too. They're all looked upon like as good games.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's no challenge though.
Yeah.
It's a game. It's like in like a basketball or like any sport. You want a challenge. It's no point of it. That's just me personally. I don't know. People like to play on easy mode, or maybe people are just not good enough.
I didn't even know it had an easy mode.
Oh, this doesn't have an easy mode. It doesn't have easy mode like other games. Like they have easy mode, or like the normal mode is just easy. I don't know. It's just I need that difficulty. Also, I love the art. Like I said, I don't like fantasy. I like the Japanese spin of the fantasy genre, and I really like this. There's so much I could talk about. Like the boss fights are epic.
What do you like more, Dark Souls or Resident Evil?
Man,
it's crazy because they're both Capcom, right?
No, this is From Software. I wish it was.
Isn't
Capcom.
It produced by? Who's it produced by? Bandai Namco, right?
Bandai Namco, yeah, but this is From Software.
Okay.
Damn, you trying to?
If you had to pick.
Man, I think I have to say Resident Evil right now.
Just right now, it just goes back and forth.
It goes back and forth. My favorite RPGs, of course, is this, and my favorite survival horror is Resident Evil. Man, I think these are better games, but I have like a special place in my heart for Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Because like the first games, like the first old ones, it's like I love horror so much. Man, you messed me up with that one. Like that's a hard one because that's like my two favorites, and like I guess Metal Gear Solid, but I think I have to pick this one as the better games. But I think I like Resident Evil more, if that makes sense.
See, mine's easy. Halo.
Yeah, I know he's like Halo. Yeah, so man, so much I can talk about this. Like everything's great. I mean, it's probably like dated in some ways, but I don't care. I still love playing it. It has a remastered version on the PS4. Play
I
that.
have that.
Yeah. And the level design is so great. And I love how every enemy is a challenge. Like, you don't know
Every enemy can kill you.
Yes, and it's just the basic, like, zombie characters with the sword. They can still kill you, and I love that. I love being the edge of my seat playing the game, like, super focused.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, me relaxing is, like, getting killed over and over time.
You
like,
died.
Yeah, you die. Like, you dead. You're dead, man. Every time. And I love it. I don't know. It's just my type of game, and I love it. And like I like how you can just kill the characters, the NPCs. You don't usually can do that. Like they don't treat you like an idiot in this game.
Yeah.
They treat you like they don't treat you like a child.
So you can do that in Morrowind, and
Yeah.
it would tell you like you've changed the course of history or some shit.
Yeah, I like that in the game too.
But in Oblivion, if you did that, you would just knock them unconscious.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
And they would take you to jail, and then when you got out of jail, everything would be fine.
You see this? In this, you can kill somebody on accident, or you can hit them. It's like, oh, then they start fighting you, and they're just gone. And he can be an important character where you have to upgrade your, and he's just gone. You just fucked up.
I noticed that in Dark Souls. I actually did that one time.
Yeah, you just messed
it
up.
off.
Yeah. So yeah.
Demon Souls. I'm sorry, not Dark Souls.
Demon Souls is great too. Demon Souls, but
Did you
I like
beat
this
that,
a little
the
bit
PS5
more.
one?
I didn't beat the PS5 one because it's basically the same.
Yeah.
But it just looks way better.
It looks really pretty, yeah.
Yeah. I went back and forth between Demon Souls and on the PS3 and PS4. Like the frame rate's so much better, the look of it.
Yeah.
But I do like the art style. It's like the original art style of it. I still enjoy.
Yeah.
So I can never get rid of it. So I have Demon Souls over here too, but it's like all the same umbrella. It's very similar. So much I can talk about this. Oh no. See, maybe I do like Resident Evil more. Oh man, I'm glad you caught that. But Dark Souls, my favorite. I would say Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, all that under one umbrella is my favorite RPG series.
Let's put your number one up here,
Yeah.
and I'll put mine next to it. So we're up to mine. What do you think it is?
I have no idea. Wait, so what else do you like?
I had no idea what yours was gonna be.
What else do you like? Oh, I know what it is. It's Destiny. That's the RPG now. I have no idea. What is it?
So my number one.
Oh, what?
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Why didn't I think of that? You said that's your first RPG of all time, right?
Yep.
And it's your favorite.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Go ahead. That's your favorite?
So, as a kid, like I was probably 9 years old or something. It came out, I think, the same year as FF7.
Mm-hmm.
I go to my buddy Kyle's house, and he's like, just you got to try this game. This game's fucking awesome. He probably didn't say fucking because he was like 8. He might have actually known him.
Yeah, he probably would.
But and I don't know. It's turn based, but it's tactical. You got the grid, and I don't know.
I love that gameplay.
I just love the art style. The sprites looked amazing. The music was amazing. Again, it's the same art director from Nier. The gameplay just hooked me. You can do so much with it. You can make yourself overpowered. You level up your guys. Like one of the best ways to level up, you wait until there's one enemy left. You just keep putting them to sleep, and then you just have all your guys keep attacking each other to get experience and level your job points. You want to master all your job classes. Cloud was in it from FF7 as a bonus character. If you played the PSP version, you also got Balthier from FF12, and the dude from Final Fantasy Tactics A2 on the DS. I can't think of his name right now. Luso. They also added cutscenes in that, and the cutscenes are voiced and they're amazing. I just don't like the retranslation on the PSP. They made it sound more like Old English, medieval.
Oh yeah.
But it's almost like Berserk. I know you like Berserk.
Oh, I love Berserk.
Obviously you've watched it, read it, you know the whole story. So in this, your Ramza's the main character. That's your main guy. He's like of royal blood, and his best friend Delita is like just your average dude, like a commoner. And at first he's in your party, and then it branches off, and I don't know. He ends up. I'm trying not to ruin it for you.
Don't ruin it.
At first you're fighting regular people, armies, regular guys, but then it comes to a point in the game just like in Berserk, where you go from fighting people, now you're fighting demons.
Oh, okay.
And
that's sweet.
They even have some scenes are like shot for shot from Berserk. Like you know where he's blowing on the grass whistle in Berserk?
Mm-hmm.
They do that same thing in FF Tactics. There's a scene where he's blowing on the grass whistle, telling a story about it.
I had no idea about this.
It's like Game of Thrones too. Like anyone can die.
That's awesome.
Like major
Is it permadeath or
no?
Or it's just like in the cutscenes?
So when your character dies in battle, there's a number over their head. And if you don't finish the battle or revive them before their number runs out, it's like how many turns are left, they'll turn into a chest or a little diamond, and then they're gone for good.
Oh, shit.
But other than that, as long as you finish the battle in time, you're fine.
I didn't know it had like a dark edge to it. Like,
oh, it's like Game of Thrones. It's a very, well, the show.
Yeah.
It's a very, very mature story. Very mature.
That's why people love it so much.
The same guy wrote FF12, too.
See, I hear a lot of people want this back. Like, I hear this the most from any Final Fantasy, because I think it's not underrated. It's more overlooked compared to like 7.
We need at least
10.
a port. At bare minimum, we need a port on a new PS4 or 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't understand why they don't do that. Why they just forget about this great game?
I have no idea.
And it sold well. It had a greatest hits version.
Yeah, I have that too.
Yeah, and they really, of course he does. You better have it as your favorite RPG of all time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like
all time.
Maybe second favorite game of all time, probably after Halo 1.
Yeah. I mean, you got it right here.
Yeah.
And that art style is great. It's different from the other Final Fantasies.
Looking at that, can you tell that it's same as Nier? Because I mean, look at 2B up there. Look at her right here, or right there. Look at her face. The way her face is shaped with like no nose.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Wow, I'm learning a lot of stuff. I didn't have no idea.
So basically, Final Fantasy Tactics is basically like the spiritual successor to Tactics Ogre. I don't know if you ever played that. But
I haven't played
that was
no.
made by, I think they were called Quest.
It's Quest, yeah.
So
yeah, it's Quest, yeah.
And that game came out on the Super Nintendo not long before Tactics came out, but that game has the same scenario writer, same composer, and same character designer. That's why they look like the fucking same game.
That's why you gotta look at the creators instead of the company, because like some of the creators, they moved companies and they have the same art styles, directions. I like seeing that instead. Yeah.
And that's why, some people will tell you they like Tactics Ogre better. Tactics Ogre is harder, but...
And that was on Super Nintendo?
In Japan.
In Japan, yeah.
But the PS1 version we got here is just a, remaster, I guess, of the Super Nintendo version. Then we got a PSP version, too.
They usually always release the PSP versions. I gotta get those.
There's so many PSP games that I wish would get brought to modern consoles. There's that version of Final Fantasy Tactics, Tactics Ogre. There's the Star Ocean games. There's Crisis Core. There's 2 Dissidia games. Like, the list just goes on and on.
They supported that a lot.
Yeah.
I wish, because that's what I was hoping the Vita was gonna be like. They supported it with a whole bunch of JRPGs, but it just
didn't the
failed.
Vita die because someone figured out how to crack it?
They figured out how to crack it
and put games on it for free.
Also, the memory card, it was proprietary, so it was like $70 for really good ones. Yeah. And also it was different times where everybody's on their phones, so. But I guess something like the Switch works, so I think they could come back with something. That'd be cool.
I pre-ordered that Steam Deck. Did you?
Oh man, see, I don't want to talk to you about that. We will talk about that later. We gotta talk about.
Did you at least get a pre-order for it?
I didn't see. I missed it. I was too late. I think I was at work when they announced it. I wasn't paying attention.
Yesterday, yeah, at 11 o'clock, I think the pre-order.
Yeah, I was at work. I wasn't even paying attention to it. Damn, it looks good though.
Yeah, it's a computer.
Yeah, man. See,
I'll be able to tether my phone, pick up the internet on it, and play Halo through my Steam library anywhere I want.
It's a game changer. Yeah. Forget the Switch. Get the Steam Deck.
Yeah. Or as I call it, the Steam Deck.
Basically, Steam Deck. I didn't want to say that, but it is a dick. So that was hour couple in.
Shit.
But I love talking about games and talking about RPGs.
This one might be pushing 2 hours.
Hey man, you guys better watch it and like it, okay? But this is a lot of fun. I can talk about this stuff all day. My mouth will have to fall off though. But what? Okay, so what do you think I should play first off your list? That I haven't played.
What was on there that?
I mean, I haven't played any of those except for Fallout.
Look at my list again. So
I mean, Fable.
I really think you should play Nier Automata
first.
and Kingdom Hearts 1 and push through it.
Even over Final Fantasy and the two Final Fantasy games?
You never played Tactics?
I haven't beaten it. I'm talking about like beating it.
Oh.
I haven't beaten it, no. This would probably be on my list. It sounds good.
Since you like Berserk so much, Tactics.
I like Tactics games too. Okay.
And if you like Tactics games, yes. Do you have FF Tactics?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. But say I would let you borrow the greatest hits first.
I'm good. So yeah, okay, so I'll play that first, okay. So what I think you should play Mass Effect first.
I'm primed for that. That might be sitting on my porch right now because I have that same day delivery shit from Best Buy.
You see?
So it quite possibly could be sitting in my mailbox.
Since you're a big Square fan, play Parasite Eve because it's a short game.
I eventually want to get that physical, but like the store by that retro store by our house, they have it priced at $200. I'm not paying that much money for it when I can get it on eBay.
$200? That's not even the second one's not even that much.
But it sucks because I have $80 in store credit there. Like it should be priced around.
Don't do it.
It should be priced around like maybe $120 tops.
At the most.
Yeah, and I would have paid the extra $40 and bought it. But I do have it digitally on my PS3. I paid for it, and I have it on I have a modded PlayStation Mini Classic. I have it on there as well with the second one. That I don't know if you could see the gameplay that was on that monitor the whole time. That's my little mini PlayStation.
I'm in the way.
But there's such a huge list, man. If I
so many games. I'm disappointed in myself for not playing more.
If I would have had one of those jobs during COVID where I got like 4 months off work, I would have put such a dent into my backlog probably.
Oh yeah. I had like 2 months off. I just played Resident Evil.
I had 2 weeks off.
Oh, that sucks, man. I had 2 months off and I just played Resident Evil. I feel bad. I gotta play new games. I platinum it, but yeah, I need to play some more. It's like probably the best genre. Other than horror, that's my favorite.
It's the stories, man.
Yeah, the character stories. It's like a different world you get because you spend so much time in it. You're so much investment in it.
Yeah.
And I love the worlds that they create. It's so creative. It's like playing other games is like shorter. It's like.
And I don't know what it is like. Japanese people come up with such creative stories. And their art style, I think, it looks so much better. I don't know.
I agree.
Here lately, everything. I love anime, but here lately, a lot of their games just look like anime.
Yeah, it's very basic.
I do not like that as much as the old '90s JRPG aesthetic. That I don't know. Back then, I love all that old stuff.
There's so much detail in the art, and they kind of just got lazy with it, I think. Because a lot of these are kind of looking the same Tales games.
But just the stories, man. Like how you're talking about like Parasite Eve with the mitochondria and stuff.
Yeah, you don't get that.
It's so creative. Or like with Nier, I don't want to ruin any of that, but just the way
it blew my mind.
The gestalts and the replicants and how it's tied into that ending with Drakengard with the white chlorination syndrome and the.
I think they just care more.
FF7,
like stories.
Look how relevant FF7's story is to what's going on in the world now.
Exactly.
And it came out 20-something years ago. These stories they're so good.
They stay with you. And yeah, you said it. I can't say it any better. It's just the stories.
And who would have thought you could put Donald Duck and Goofy as your partners and go to Disney World and make it's actually a very dark game.
Yeah.
To be kid friendly. It's very dark.
That's what I like. They mix lighthearted with the dark.
Like there's a scene where the Heartless invade that town, Traverse Town. It's like close to the beginning of the game, and they basically kill a guy. Like they're chasing him, and his heart comes out of his chest, and it don't look like a bloody heart. It's
just like a regular.
Yeah, and he just falls down. So technically,
he's dead.
They killed him. And that's Disney.
Disney killing people.
So that's why they gave Goofy a shield and Donald a wand, and also why Sora is a keyblade, and it's not an actual.
Oh, that's why it's a keyblade because they don't want to actually use actual weapons.
That's why they don't.
Man, I didn't think about that.
They don't want to show their Disney characters with actual weapons.
Wow, but they still did it.
I still don't know why they call Squall Leon, but
I don't know. But yeah, so that was our list. Thank you for watching. We might do an update list once we play some more, or like we talk about somewhere. We're gonna do a pickup. We're gonna do a pickups video.
I'm down. I have a lot of fun doing this. I'm glad you've got me on these last 2 videos.
Oh yeah, it's always fun, and you really passionate about it. So I'm glad to have you on the channel. We're gonna do a pickups video probably for July. He has a wait. How much did you buy this month? 125.
I'm probably I've got
more than that.
So
he's not gonna show all that, but he's gonna show the best.
I've got at least 150 games this month so far.
I got like 6 maybe.
I buy games and a lot of games in lots. So like yesterday, I paid $50. I got an OG Xbox. It came with 30 games. I probably kept 10, 15 of those games.
Mm-hmm.
I bought that one lot for $250. I kept like 25 of those games. And then I've just been buying. I'll wait. I'll save some of them that you don't
Let's
know
save. Let's save it. Yeah, for the next video. That's probably the next video we're gonna do.
And we're gonna do that first week of August? Or something?
First week, like probably the first couple of days. So look out for that.